Stop scrolling for a second. What if I told you that the nagging pain in your back, knees, or shoulders isn't just something you have to live with, and that in the next few minutes you can learn simple exercises that can actually relieve pain, strengthen your body, and prevent injuries, all from home with zero fancy equipment? Yes, it's real, it's doable. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to move smarter, feel stronger, and finally take control of your body in ways you didn't think were possible.
When it comes to physical therapy exercises, one of the most important principles you need to understand and really embrace is that consistency is far more powerful than intensity. So many people make the mistake of thinking that they need to push themselves to the limit every single day, or that doing long, grueling workouts is the only way to see results. But that's simply not true, especially when it comes to rehab, strengthening, or improving movement patterns. In fact, the beauty of physical therapy exercises lies in their subtlety, their deliberate focus, and the way they train your muscles, joints, and nervous system over time without putting your body at unnecessary risk. It's not about who can lift the heaviest weight or who can do the most reps in a short period of time. It's about showing up for yourself day after day, even if it's just a few minutes, and engaging your body in a purposeful way that strengthens the areas that truly need it. Consistency allows your body to adapt gradually, teaching muscles to fire correctly, joints to move smoothly, and posture to improve naturally, whereas intense but sporadic effort can actually leave you sore, frustrated, or even injured because the body hasn't had the time to learn the movements properly. One of the reasons consistency is so effective is because physical therapy is as much about retraining your nervous system as it is about strengthening muscles. Your body develops movement patterns, both good and bad, based on repetition, and if you only practice occasionally or push too hard in short bursts, you're not giving your body the opportunity to build reliable patterns that prevent pain and improve function. Small, controlled daily exercises, repeated over time, teach your muscles exactly how to engage, how to stabilize your joints, and how to support your spine, hips, knees, and shoulders in everyday activities. It's like laying bricks slowly and carefully. You don't just pour an entire wall of bricks all at once and hope it holds. You add one brick at a time, making sure it's solid, aligned, and stable. And over weeks and months, you end up with a strong, reliable structure. This is exactly how the body responds to consistent physical therapy exercises. Even something as simple as a pelvic tilt, a scapular retraction, or a hip bridge, if done for a few minutes every day, has a cumulative effect that is absolutely transformative. You may not feel dramatic changes after just one session, but after a week or two, your posture starts to improve, your movements feel smoother, and that nagging tension begins to ease. After a month, you'll notice real differences in strength, mobility, and even confidence in the way you move. And the best part about consistency is that it builds habit, and habit builds long-term health. When you commit to showing up for your body every day, it becomes part of your routine, just like brushing your teeth or drinking water. And over time, you no longer need to rely on motivation or willpower to get the work done. Your body starts expecting it, your muscles adapt, and you naturally maintain progress without feeling forced or overwhelmed. On the other hand, relying solely on intense, occasional effort creates peaks and valleys in your progress. You may push yourself hard one day, feel sore the next, skip a few days because of fatigue or discomfort, and then struggle to regain momentum. This cycle can be discouraging and even counterproductive, whereas consistent, moderate effort creates a smooth, steady upward trajectory in your strength, mobility, and overall function. Consistency also allows you to notice subtle improvements that you might otherwise miss with intense but infrequent effort. For example, you may notice that your knee feels more stable during daily walks, your back feels looser when sitting at your desk, where your shoulders are less tense after a long day. These small wins are incredibly motivating, and they compound over time, reinforcing your habit and giving you the confidence to keep going. Another critical aspect of consistency is that it reduces the risk of injury. Physical therapy exercises are designed to strengthen weak areas, improve joint stability, and retrain movement patterns. But if you try to do too much at once, you overwhelm your muscles and joints, which can actually make things worse. By doing small, consistent sessions, you give your body the time it needs to adapt safely, gradually increasing strength, mobility, and endurance without causing strain or setbacks. And this principle applies not only to recovery from injury, but also to overall health and longevity. Everyone benefits from steady, intentional movement, whether you're sitting at a desk all day, playing sports, or just going about your normal routine. The muscles you strengthen today, the posture you improve tomorrow, and the flexibility you maintain over weeks and months all accumulate into a body that functions efficiently, resists pain, and feels capable and strong for years to come. Finally, consistency over intensity also fosters a positive relationship with your body. When you show up for yourself regularly, you start to notice how your body responds. You become more in tune with how it moves, and you develop a mindset that values long-term health over short-term results. This approach reduces frustration, prevents burnout, and ensures that your journey towards a stronger, pain-free body is sustainable, enjoyable, and effective in the long run.
When it comes to physical therapy exercises, one of the most important principles to understand is that you need to target all the key areas of your body rather than focusing on just one part, because our bodies are interconnected systems where one weak link can affect the entire chain and cause pain or dysfunction in completely unexpected areas. And this is why so many people struggle with recurring injuries or persistent aches, even though they might be exercising regularly, because they are only paying attention to the parts they see in the mirror or the muscles they feel, ignoring the underlying areas that actually support proper movement. And this is where a well-rounded approach to physical therapy makes all the difference, because it not only strengthens the muscles that are weak, but also improves mobility, joint stability, and coordination across your whole body, so that each movement you perform in daily life or during exercise is supported, balanced, and safe. And when you focus on key areas like the shoulders, back, hips, knees, ankles, and core, you are addressing the most common sources of dysfunction and pain, the areas that carry the brunt of our everyday movements, and the areas that, when properly strengthened, can dramatically improve your overall posture, performance, and quality of life. So let's talk about these areas in more detail, because understanding why each one matters can completely change the way you approach your exercise routine. Starting with the shoulders and upper back, which often carry tension from sitting hunched over computers or phones, poor posture, or repetitive movements. And when these muscles are weak or stiff, it can lead to neck pain, headaches, and even shoulder injuries. So targeting the shoulder stabilizers and scapular muscles with controlled exercises helps improve posture, reduce pain, and create a strong foundation for all upper body movements. And then we have the core and lower back, which are central to almost every movement in your body, because your spine relies on your core muscles for support, stability, and protection, and weak core muscles can contribute to lower back pain, poor balance, and limited mobility. So exercises like pelvic tilts, bridges, and controlled spinal movements are essential, not only for relieving discomfort, but also for preventing future injuries. And moving further down, the hips are a critical area that often gets overlooked, but they play a massive role in stabilizing your lower body, transferring force efficiently during walking, running, or lifting. And when they are tight or weak, they can contribute to knee, lower back, and even ankle problems. So mobility and strengthening exercises for the glutes, hip flexors, and hip stabilizers are vital for smooth, pain-free movement. And speaking of knees, these joints take a huge amount of stress every day, and weak quadriceps, hamstrings, or surrounding stabilizing muscles can make you more prone to injuries such as strains, ligament tears, or chronic pain, which is why targeted knee strengthening like straight leg raises, mini squats, and controlled flexion and extension movements is so important to keep your knees healthy and resilient.
And we can't forget the ankles and feet, which are the foundation of your body's support system, because weak ankles or poor balance can cascade into problems for your knees, hips, and lower back. And simple exercises like calf raises, ankle circles, and single-leg balance drills strengthen these areas, improve stability, and reduce the risk of falls or sprains. And finally, all of this works best when paired with mobility and flexibility exercises, because even the strongest muscles can't function properly if your joints are stiff or your range of motion is limited. So stretching, foam rolling, and dynamic mobility drills ensure that every part of your body can move through its full range safely and effectively. And when you target all these key areas together, you're not just exercising isolated muscles, you're creating a well-balanced system where every joint, muscle, and movement pattern works in harmony, which reduces pain, prevents injuries, and makes everyday movements like walking, bending, lifting, or even sitting more comfortable and efficient. And another critical benefit of targeting all key areas is that it improves posture and alignment, because your muscles and joints support each other, and when one area is weak or tight, it throws off the alignment of your entire body, which can lead to compensations that create new problems over time. But by strengthening and mobilizing all key areas, you create a natural alignment where your body moves as it was designed to, which not only feels better, but also improves performance in sports, exercise, and daily activities. And the other thing to consider is balance and coordination, because when you target the key areas, you're also engaging stabilizing muscles and the nervous system, which enhances proprioception and overall body control, so you move more efficiently, reduce the risk of falls, and feel more confident in your movements. And the beauty of this approach is that it's scalable. Whether you're recovering from an injury, just starting out with physical therapy exercises, or looking to optimize performance as an athlete, you can adjust the intensity and complexity of exercises while still ensuring all key areas are addressed, which is why a comprehensive whole-body approach is far superior to focusing on just one or two muscles. And over time, this balanced approach not only relieves pain, but builds strength, endurance, mobility, and stability across your entire body, making everyday tasks easier, more comfortable, and safer.
One of the most important principles when it comes to physical therapy exercises is that quality of movement always matters more than quantity or speed. And this is something so many people overlook because we live in a culture that glorifies doing more, pushing harder, or going faster. But when it comes to rehab, strength, mobility, or injury prevention, the way you perform an exercise is far more important than how many repetitions you do or how intense it feels, because your body learns through repetition, and if the repetition is sloppy or uncontrolled, you're teaching your muscles, joints, and nervous system the wrong patterns, which can actually increase your risk of pain or injury. So every single movement should be deliberate, intentional, and mindful, starting with a full awareness of your posture, alignment, and the muscles you're engaging. And even something as simple as a scapular retraction or a pelvic tilt becomes incredibly effective if performed slowly and correctly, because every small adjustment engages the right muscles, recruits stabilizers, and ensures that the forces moving through your joints are balanced and safe. And the difference between controlled quality movement and rushed, careless movement is huge, because sloppy execution often leads to compensation, meaning other muscles take over for the ones that are weak or not firing correctly. And while it might feel like you're doing the exercise, your body is actually reinforcing poor movement patterns that can create pain in your knees, hips, back, or shoulders over time. So the key is slow, deliberate action, where you can feel every muscle working, every joint moving, and every breath coordinating with your movement. And this principle applies across the entire body, whether you're working on the upper back, core, hips, knees, or ankles, because every joint has a purpose and every muscle has a role in stabilizing and supporting movement. And when you focus on quality, you're essentially retraining your body to move the way it was designed to, which has benefits that go far beyond the exercise itself, because the body starts to move more efficiently in everyday life, from sitting and standing to walking, bending, lifting, or even just reaching for something on a shelf. And another important aspect of quality movement is control, because when you control your movements, you improve muscle activation, which means your muscles are actually doing the work they're supposed to do instead of being bypassed by other stronger or tighter muscles. And this not only strengthens the correct muscles, but also protects your joints, so the forces acting on them are balanced and safe, reducing the risk of strain or overuse injuries. And slow, controlled movement also allows you to notice areas of tension, weakness, or restriction that you might otherwise miss if you're moving quickly, because your body gives you feedback when you take the time to pay attention. And that feedback is invaluable for physical therapy because it tells you where to focus your efforts, which muscles need more activation, and which joints need more mobility. And this awareness is a form of body intelligence that develops over time and makes all other exercises more effective, because once you know how your body moves and which areas need support, you can target exercises more effectively. And quality movement also enhances the mind-body connection, because when you focus on moving correctly, engaging muscles deliberately, and maintaining proper posture, you're training your brain to communicate more efficiently with your body, which improves coordination, balance, and overall function. And this is especially important for injury recovery, because the brain often develops faulty movement patterns after an injury, and slow, controlled exercises help correct those patterns, retrain stabilizers, and restore proper movement mechanics. And this principle also applies to breathing, because quality movement integrates breathing patterns into each exercise, whether it's inhaling as you prepare and exhaling as you engage, or using diaphragmatic breathing to support core stability. And coordinating your breath with movement further reinforces control, stability, and efficiency. And the beauty of emphasizing quality over quantity is that you don't need to do a lot to get results, because even a few perfect repetitions of an exercise can strengthen muscles, improve posture, and enhance mobility far more than dozens of sloppy, rushed reps. And this approach also reduces fatigue and soreness because your body is being challenged in the right way rather than being forced through repetitive, inefficient movements. And over time, the cumulative effect of quality movement is remarkable because it creates a body that moves efficiently, resists injuries, and feels strong, stable, and capable in daily life. And it fosters a mindset of mindfulness and self-awareness where you're not just going through the motions, but actually paying attention to how your body works, how your muscles engage, and how your joints move. And this awareness carries over into everything you do, from exercising to walking to performing simple tasks. And ultimately, focusing on quality movement is not just about the exercise itself. It's about creating a foundation for long-term health, strength, mobility, and resilience. Because the patterns your body builds now will determine how well you move and how comfortable you feel years down the line. And by prioritizing quality over intensity or volume, you're investing in a body that functions optimally, prevents injuries, and feels strong, coordinated, and capable in every single movement. And this is why physical therapy exercises are so effective when done mindfully, because they are about teaching your body to move correctly, strengthening the muscles that matter, stabilizing the joints that support you, and retraining the nervous system to work efficiently, which creates a body that is not only stronger, but also more resilient, pain-free, and prepared for anything you throw at it.
When it comes to physical therapy and overall body health, one of the most overlooked but absolutely critical principles is that mobility and stability are essential for every movement you make, and many people don't realize that strength alone is not enough to prevent pain, improve performance, or maintain a healthy, functional body, because a strong muscle that can't move through its full range or stabilize the joint properly is only partially effective, and over time, this can lead to compensations, overuse injuries, or chronic discomfort in other areas of the body. So focusing on mobility and stability together creates a foundation that allows your muscles and joints to work as a coordinated system rather than in isolation.
And this is why physical therapy exercises emphasize controlled mobility, which is the ability to move your joints through a full range of motion safely, and stability, which is the ability to control and support that movement against gravity, resistance, or external forces. And the combination of these two elements ensures that your body moves efficiently, reduces unnecessary strain, and can handle daily tasks or athletic activities without breaking down. And let's start with mobility, because without it, no amount of strength training will truly help you move better, because mobility is what allows your joints to rotate, bend, extend, and flex properly. Whether it's your shoulders reaching overhead, your hips squatting deeply, or your spine bending without pain. And limited mobility often comes from years of repetitive movements, prolonged sitting, poor posture, or previous injuries. And when joints are restricted, surrounding muscles are forced to compensate, which can create tension, weakness, or even pain in completely unrelated areas. So incorporating mobility exercises like shoulder rotations, hip circles, spinal extensions, and ankle dorsiflexion stretches helps release stiffness, improve joint health, and create the freedom of movement your body needs to perform optimally. And stability is equally important because it's what allows your body to control movements, maintain balance, and support your joints under load. And without stability, even the most mobile joints can become unstable, increasing the risk of falls, strains, or joint injuries. And stability comes from engaging the right muscles at the right time, often smaller stabilizers that many people don't even know exist, like the deep core muscles that protect the spine, the hip stabilizers that control knee and leg movement, or the scapular stabilizers that support shoulder function. And physical therapy exercises often focus on teaching the body to recruit these muscles correctly so that every movement is supported from the inside out. And one of the most powerful aspects of combining mobility and stability is that it improves posture and alignment. Because when your joints move properly and your stabilizers are strong, your body naturally holds itself in a balanced, efficient position, reducing strain on muscles, ligaments, and tendons. And over time, this prevents chronic pain in areas like the lower back, neck, shoulders, and knees, which are common trouble spots for people who neglect either mobility or stability. And another benefit of emphasizing both mobility and stability is that it enhances performance in virtually every activity, because when your joints can move freely and your muscles can control that movement, you generate more power, move more efficiently, and reduce wasted energy. So whether you're lifting weights, running, jumping, or just walking up the stairs, you're moving smarter and safer. And this approach also has a huge impact on injury prevention because limited mobility often leads to awkward or compensatory movements, while weak stability allows joints to collapse or wobble under load. But when both are addressed together, the risk of sprains, strains, and overuse injuries drops dramatically. And the benefits extend to everyday life as well, because functional movements like bending, lifting, reaching, twisting, or even standing and walking rely on both the range of motion of your joints and the strength to control that movement. And without either, you are much more likely to experience discomfort or make errors in movement that accumulate over time. And another key point is that mobility and stability are trainable and adaptable, meaning that with consistent practice, your body can regain lost range of motion, strengthen weak stabilizers, and restore balance, even if you've been dealing with stiffness, poor posture, or chronic pain for years. And this is why a structured physical therapy program emphasizes exercises that challenge mobility while requiring stability, like controlled hip bridges, single leg balances, thoracic spine extensions, and shoulder rotations, because these exercises teach your body to move correctly while remaining supported, and they build resilience in both muscles and joints. And an often overlooked aspect of mobility and stability work is that it trains your nervous system as well, because your brain learns how to coordinate movements, recruit muscles efficiently, and respond to changes in balance or force. And this neural training is just as important as the physical strengthening, because it ensures that your body can react safely in real-life situations, from catching yourself during a stumble to lifting a heavy object without twisting incorrectly. And when you practice mobility and stability consistently, you develop body awareness, which allows you to sense tightness, weakness, or imbalance early, so you can adjust before pain or injury occurs. And the beauty of this approach is that it's highly adaptable, whether you're a beginner recovering from an injury, someone returning to sports, or simply looking to move better and feel stronger in daily life. And by prioritizing both mobility and stability, you create a body that not only moves efficiently, but also resists injury, recovers faster, and functions at a higher level, because every joint is supported, every movement is controlled, and your body becomes a coordinated system rather than a collection of isolated muscles. And this combination is what allows you to move through life with confidence, strength, and ease, reducing pain, improving posture, and making physical therapy exercises truly effective over the long term.
When it comes to physical therapy and maintaining a strong, healthy body, one of the most important aspects that people often overlook is the role of mindset and recovery. Because your body can only improve and adapt when your mind is engaged and your muscles, joints, and nervous system have the opportunity to rest, repair, and recalibrate. And many people think that making progress is only about effort and physical work, but the truth is that your mindset determines whether that effort is effective, sustainable, and even enjoyable. Because if you approach your exercises with frustration, impatience, or negativity, your body responds in kind by tensing up, moving inefficiently, or even resisting the movements you were trying to perform. And on the other side, a focused, patient, and positive mindset allows you to connect with your body, notice subtle changes, and engage the correct muscles, which multiplies the benefits of every movement. And mindset also plays a huge role in consistency, because building new habits, especially ones that involve mindful physical activity, requires showing up day after day, even when you don't feel motivated or when progress seems slow. And having the right mindset turns these challenges into opportunities, helping you celebrate small wins instead of being discouraged by setbacks. And recovery is the other side of the coin, because your body doesn't grow stronger, more mobile, or more resilient while you're exercising. It grows stronger when it has time to rest, adapt, and repair. And this is why including adequate rest, stretching, and proper recovery strategies in your routine is just as important as the exercises themselves. Because without recovery, you risk overuse, fatigue, and injury, which not only slows progress, but can even set you back further than if you had taken the time to rest properly. And part of this mindset involves understanding that progress is not linear, and that's okay, because some days your body will respond perfectly, while other days it might feel stiff, weak, or uncoordinated. And the key is to approach each session with patience and self-awareness, noticing what your body needs in that moment, whether it's a gentle stretch, a lighter session, or focusing on form rather than intensity. And embracing this mindset reduces frustration and prevents burnout, which is especially important when dealing with recovery from injury, because the process takes time, and rushing or pushing through pain can be counterproductive, whereas a mindful, patient approach allows you to rebuild strength, mobility, and confidence safely. And mindset also affects your perception of pain, because when you view discomfort as a signal to adjust rather than as a failure, you train your brain to respond constructively, which improves your ability to perform exercises correctly and consistently. And recovery extends beyond just physical rest, because it includes hydration, nutrition, sleep, and mental relaxation, all of which play a critical role in how effectively your body heals and adapts to movement. And neglecting these aspects can significantly slow progress, while paying attention to them can amplify your results. So a holistic approach that combines physical therapy exercises with proper recovery strategies ensures that your body has the optimal environment to grow stronger, move better, and resist injuries. And another important aspect of mindset is goal setting, because having clear, achievable goals gives your training purpose and direction, whether it's improving posture, reducing back pain, increasing flexibility, or regaining strength after an injury. And approaching your exercises with a goal-oriented mindset helps you stay focused, measure progress, and celebrate milestones along the way, which reinforces positive behavior and motivation. And mindset also includes the way you respond to challenges, because some exercises may feel difficult, frustrating, or uncomfortable at first, but reframing these challenges as opportunities for growth teaches your body and mind resilience, patience, and control, which are essential not just in physical therapy, but in everyday life. And incorporating recovery into this mindset allows you to view rest not as laziness or a setback, but as a critical component of improvement. Because when your muscles recover, your joints regain mobility, and your nervous system recalibrates, your next session becomes more effective, movements feel smoother, and your risk of injury decreases. And the combination of the right mindset and adequate recovery builds a cycle of sustainable progress. Because when you train with awareness, patience, and intention, and then give your body the time it needs to repair and adapt, you create a feedback loop that reinforces strength, stability, mobility, and confidence. And over time, this mindset shift transforms the way you approach not just physical therapy, but movement in general, making it less about punishment or obligation and more about caring for your body, understanding its needs, and respecting its limits. And ultimately, mindset and recovery are what allow physical therapy exercises to reach their full potential. Because without a positive, patient mindset and proper recovery, even the best exercises may not produce meaningful results. But when they are embraced together, you not only accelerate healing and improvement, but also cultivate long-term resilience, functional strength, and a deep connection with your body, which makes every movement safer, more efficient, and more enjoyable. And this principle applies to beginners recovering from injury, athletes looking to optimize performance, and anyone simply wanting to move better and feel stronger in daily life, because the mind and the body are inseparable, and progress in one is limited without attention to the other. And by prioritizing mindset and recovery alongside your physical therapy exercises, you create a holistic system that supports strength, mobility, stability, and overall well-being, turning every session into a step toward a healthier, stronger, and more resilient body. And this approach ensures that your results are sustainable, your movements are safe and effective, and your relationship with your body becomes one of awareness, respect, and care, which ultimately allows you to achieve your goals and maintain long-term health and performance.